Thousands of worshippers are gathered at Wakangela Royal Palace at this hour. That's where one of the biggest and oldest churches in KZN is hosting the Sabbath and Umgidi ceremony. It will be the first meeting between AmaZulu King Misuzulu Kazwelithini and Shembe. So what could come out of this meeting and the Sabbath ceremony? Well, senior reporter Siphamandla Goke is following that story for us, and he joins us now live. Siphamandla, just explain to us the importance of the history between the Shembe Church and the AmaZulu nation, why today is so important.
Well, history has it that it dates back many years ago. In fact, there is a historical record that the founder of the church, Umprofeti, did visit the then king of AmaZulu, King Dinuzulu, and various leaders of the church have visited various leaders of AmaZulu nation before. So this is something that dates back many years ago. But this tradition, if we can call it that, was revived in 2013 after almost 3 years of what we can call tension between the church and particularly the late king of AmaZulu, King Goodwill Zwelithini Kabhekuzulu, who was prevented from going to Ebuhleni to see the ailing leader of the church at the time, and that was Inkosi Uvimbeni Uthingo Lwenkosazana at the time. And then after that, there was tension for about 3 years, up until senior members of the church came to the palace to apologize for that act. Bonga Mkhize, who is my hard-working colleague, will show you Unyazi Lwezulu is inside that caravel over there. He has just arrived as we see thousands and thousands of members of the Nazareth Baptist Church continue to trickle in at Wakangela Mankengane Royal Palace. The stage is being set. We expect that any minute from now the ceremony or the Sabbath will get underway. We still expect the arrival, or we await the arrival of AmaZulu King, that is uMisuzulu Kazwelithini. Both leaders will meet for the first time today, and it is historic in a sense that you've got thousands of members of the church here gathered at Wakangela Mankengane Royal Palace. Of course, this comes at the back of what many people call the controversy after the Constitutional Court ruled that Unyazi is not the rightful heir to the throne, or should I say after the Con Court dismissed his application to appeal the decisions of the lower courts, including the trial court in Durban, which found that he is not the rightful heir to the throne. But right now, we are joined by Prince Ithulani Zulu, who speaks on behalf of the royal family and the king. Mtwana, thank you very much for your time. Why is this significant?
So significant, as we have said. This reminds us of 2013, on the 4th of August, when the delegation from Unyazi came to this palace to see the king for the sake of apology. They brought 10 cows as a sign of cleansing the throne, because the throne has been insulted when the king was denied access when he wanted to see Uthingo Lwenkosazana. But today, people will wonder why this is here at Wakangela Mankengane, because such ceremony, although Unyazi used to start here before going to Enyogeni, but today this November ceremony is held here at Wakangela Mankengane. As I have said, on the 4th of August 2013, it started here. Everything started here for the first time, where Ukuthela Manzi, as our custom, took place. So it was necessary for Unyazi to come to the very place, because we remember it's the first appearance of Unyazi after the untimely demise of His Majesty the King. So this is the palace of Umntanenkosi, the Queen Mantombi, and this is the palace of His Majesty. So both of them were here. So to just in their memory and to honor the value of stability and the peace that the king wanted to happen. That's why we're here.
There are those who are saying, well, AmaZulu King Misuzulu Kazwelithini shouldn't have met with Unyazi because of the Constitutional Court ruling. What do you make of that?
You know, when I'm talking about 2013 up to now, King Misuzulu, who was the prince by then, he was an ordinary member of this very church. Usually, royalty belongs to Anglican Church, but it happened coincidentally that this king who was the prince, he came straight to be a member of this very church. So when Unyazi comes here, we don't want to interfere to things of the court, because we are talking here of the church, spiritual, African spiritual church, not the constitution and all that. So we don't feature to that.
Is the king taking the second wife from Eswatini?
I don't know. I have no idea.
There are also reports that the coronation planning and preparations are underway. What do you know of that? Is the coronation going to happen in December? There are those who are threatening to interdict it should it go ahead.
I've heard from the social media, but all I know, when the king is going to be coronated, because it's true that the king must be coronated by the nation, not by the government. Government is just a formality, but we have not yet sat down and talk about the coronation, traditional coronation as yet. I think the Undunankulu waZulu, Prince of KwaPhindangene, is the one who's going to make such announcement, and the whole world must know that is true. But if Undunankulu is still quiet about it, you must know that it's just social media lies, and we can't entertain that.
There are reports that the case is going to be heard at the Pietermaritzburg High Court, those who are challenging the will of the late king, the 7th and 8th of December. Is that confirmed? Do you know that?
Yes, of course. On the 6th and the 7th, we've heard that the case is going to start. So one cannot talk about it. We will hear the decision of the court and we take it from there.
Dwana, thank you very much for your time. That is Prince Thulani Zulu. He speaks on behalf of AmaZulu royal family and King Misuzulu Kazwelithini, as thousands and thousands of members of the Nazareth Baptist Church continue to flock to KwaKhangela Mankengane. This is going to be a 2-day event. Today's ceremony is going to be in 2 parts. There is one session in the morning, and then there's another one in the afternoon as well. As we take it back to you in studio, Masego.
All right, let's leave it there for now. Senior reporter Siphamandla Goke. I've been getting a lot of flack from some of my colleagues about the pronunciation of KwaKhangela Mankengane, and I do apologize. I do get it wrong here and there, and I do beg your pardon for that.